What is going on, everybody? So today we have some economic news about the one and only Apple and the Apple Card. If you guys haven't seen the video, well, I'm unboxing it. It's up here. But today we're gonna talk about another Apple product, the new savings account they are launching. This savings account is an interesting topic of discussion, and that's exactly the point that Apple tries to make. They're able to offer a 4.15% on a savings account, and this is unheard of. Goldman Sachs, which backs up the credit card, has another product that's called Marcus, and then their savings account offers from 3.75 to 3.9%, but Apple is willing to offer 4.15%, which is higher. Now you see there is this friction when you partner up with a bank, right? Because like now two things are overlapping and you're competing for the same product, but Apple is smart. First of all, we can see that Apple over the last year, they are generating a ton of money just from the services alone, even with Arcade and all these other services. You can see this graph right here. And let's talk a little bit more about how you can get the account, what's the plan here, and let's unpack this. Now, here is what Apple said, right? The maximum balance on the account can be up to $250,000. They're willing to give you 4.15% on this. Now, it says the new offering will let Apple Card users earn a 4.15%, more than 10 times the national average, the tech company said in a statement on its website on Monday. Now, you guys have to pay attention to this. Inflation last month for March was 5%. They were giving you 4.15%, which is pretty damn high, but again, it's not higher than inflation, right? The economy is gonna start doing good when this is inverted. When you're getting 5% and then like the inflation is 4.15%, right? So the inflation is outpacing even this high interest rate account, but the bigger discussion is the following. Apple is in a position where they can offer this for the very reason that they're willing to gain more customers. Now, the whole idea of Apple, as you guys know, and many people love that, many people hate that, has everything to do with keeping one ecosystem, right? You have their credit card, you have their Mac, you have their Apple Watch, you have their phones, and everything kind of works seamlessly together. This is what they're selling. That's why everything is so expensive, because once you buy it, you plug it and play it, and everything is kind of like seamlessly connected. Now, many people love that, many people don't. The very reason I can tell you for a fact they try to push towards that direction as well is because Androids and their competition cannot do something like that. They don't have a banking partnership yet. Samsung will come up with something similar, but when you're able to say, hey, you know, we're gonna offer 4% as an interest rate savings account, you grab people's attention that they weren't even on your radar. It's a service in an amount with no restraints, no minimum intakes, right? No limitations, no restrictions, and this way even older people are gonna pay attention. If you have an iPhone, and usually if you're older and you haven't applied for the Apple Card because you don't see a reason to use the Apple Pay, right? Or to get even the physical card, well, now you have a reason because you can get 4%. Now, why is Apple offering this on top of everything else? Is because first of all, they've done the math. They know that in order for you to have the savings account, you have to have the credit card. Now, if you have the credit card, and then we're talking about a time that in credit card balances are all-time high, well, you see, you're gonna get 4% here, but they're gonna charge you 23, 24, 5% on the back end of a credit card. So managing money is the most important lesson here, right? So if they can give you 4%, but you manage the money wrongly, and you go and spend the money on the credit card, and then they keep 20%, I mean, again, that's a big issue. Now, here is another bait and switch they can do, which most companies do. And by the way, there is another bank, which I love. It's an online bank. It's called an Ally Bank. They're great. They don't have physical locations, okay? So if you like checks and bank checks and things like that, they have to ship them to you, but they still offer almost a 4% interest rate. There is no restrictions as well. They've been doing it for years. Just people don't really like them because they're an online bank. Their phone service is great. This is not a paid sponsorship, but I love Ally Bank as well. Now, going back to why Apple is doing this 4% interest, what they can do is they can get your money and then put it in a treasury bond, right? And then give it back to you with a 4%. And that's what they're doing. Of course, they're not gonna lose money, although they can afford to lose it. They're just gonna put it on bonds. They're gonna put it on other yields that they're a safer return and then these bankers can do, and then give it to you with 4%. They're not gonna make money out of this, but they're gonna tap into a new audience that doesn't have access into this kind of information, right? So this is gonna get them more users, and on top of that, even more reason for you to get the credit card, right? So this whole idea is that everything will work seamlessly. As you guys can see, and that's the bigger lesson here, when the economy does bad, you can offer things like that other people cannot offer if you play your hands right. Now, the focus of Apple, and that's why they've been doing great even this month, although at their deliveries they had an issue with iPhones in China when it came to their earnings. The reason they can offer these great products is because they're in a financial standpoint, they can offer this to people and then take a little bit of a hit, or maybe not make as much money, because on the other end, on the credit card, on the Macs, on the iPhones, they have huge profit margins, right? So that's the idea. That's why they're able to offer these great rates. Now, another thing is, right, and let's talk about integration between software and hardware. That's the last point. Now, you see, I mean, you can have a great hardware, which Apple pretty much does, although they're sleeping a little bit. They're not the Steve Jobs era, okay? You can have great hardware, but if you don't have them, first of all, if you don't innovate, innovate, you're gonna die, right? This is a business law and they haven't been innovating so much, but then you need the services to match this. We are at an era where services are, I'm about to say, as important, not more important than the hardware, because you see everybody has access to the internet. So if you can offer a subscription or a service through the internet, you're gonna do much better than having to ship and deal with hardware. But then you have to deal with bandwidth and how can you like transfer things from the internet and download big files from the internet, and you don't have to ship the hardware to the customer. But again, the whole idea here is Apple this year has really focused on a big push on services, and then the revenue is growing there because that's the focus of the whole platform, right? This is where Apple stands. I know that's definitely gonna create some friction. I mean, Goldman Sachs CEO said that, you know, he doesn't really care that the Apple is doing that. They're kind of like working together. But you know, this is definitely gonna be a situation where companies that they started working together now start competing against each other. But let me remind you real quick, go smash that like button. I wanna warn you about these guys too. They can definitely bait and switch on you, right? Ally Bank has never done this. If the Fed's fund rate is increasing, then again, your savings account is increasing. But these guys can bait and switch. Let's say they win 1 million users from this kind of trick, then they can go to up 2%, 1%. There is no restrictions for them to change it on you as soon as you are in their platform. So again, like this is like a marketing ploy. You move in, they lock you down, then they change it on you, right? Don't expect a lot of things because they can definitely switch on you. And this is what banks do, right? Don't forget, Apple is a software and hardware company. Goldman Sachs is a bank. They run risk models, they run the numbers, and they're for-profit organizations. They're not here to offer charity. They're here to kind of like make money, right? So great product. If you guys want to use it for now, if you have the Apple Card, go for it. If not, I mean, nothing too special here, but no risk, and 4% sounds like a no-brainer. And then again, there is the headache, and this is something I value a lot. I mean, if you have, and I've been a victim to that too, if you have like 10, 20 banks open and then one offers this and then the other offers that, you reach a point where peace of mind is so much more important to you than 1%, and due dates here and due dates there, and what is going on, how do I maximize the return on this, what credit card I use here. So peace of mind, 1 or 2 or 3 platforms is much easier than just having like a ton of bank accounts and like benefits from left and right. It's the bandwidth and the decision making up here more important than, you know, oh, am I gonna win a 0.25% on this transaction this month, right? So peace of mind and integration is really important as well. So stack your cards right. I know that most of the young people are gonna love this feature, and I know that that's the demographic that Apple kind of is going for, because you cannot get 4% unless you do a US Treasury bond right now, right? Or a CD. But yeah, this is where Apple stands, and this is what they're pushing out. If anything, if you're an entrepreneur and you wanna like make a decision, go towards services and try to push out more services than hardware. That's what pretty much everybody started doing a long time ago. I love you guys. I hope you guys had some value out of here. At the time of filming this, Tesla has some earnings today. Maybe I'm gonna put this video up here once it's out. Let's see where the numbers are gonna come out. I love you. And if you guys found some value out of this, go get the Apple Card. 4% interest rate, can beat it. Catch you guys soon.